Good afternoon, and I just want to say what an honour it is to be here presenting virtually. Um, my name is Alex Barker, and I'm from a charity called AbilityNet. And I just wanted to show you a bit about what AbilityNet does as an organisation and how we can benefit your clients, and also some of the advances in smart technology. So if you could uh, advance the slides, that's great. So basically, we've been going for nearly 20 years. We're a national charity supported by IBM and Microsoft. We support disabled and older people to use technology more effectively. We have online resources at abilitynet.org.uk, and we've got over 300 volunteers all over the country that can provide remote support to your clients. Uh, Next slide, please. Okay. I just thought it might be quite useful just to take one of these snapshots of calls. Um, so I'm the advice information officer here. We get all sorts of calls from all sorts of people. But I really wanted to focus today on smart technology. So that might be controlling the TV or controlling your environment with devices like Alexa and Google Home. So last snapshot is a son wanting to know how to, help his dad who's got MS to use smart technology to help him out. And so if we could have the next slide, that'd be great. So there's been a lot of talk in the press and in the media about what smart technology is. But I really wanted to define a definition of what smart technology was. So the term smart originally comes from the acronym Self-Monitoring, Analysis and Reporting Technology, but became widely known as smart because of the notion of allowing previously inanimate objects, from cars to basketballs to clothes, to talk back to us and even guide our behaviour. Next slide, please. Okay, so most people will have either some sort of Alexa Echo device or a Google Home device in their house. Now, the device on the left is called Google Show, and one of the really nice things about this is that you've got a visual description of what's happening on the screen, and these might be good for clients who aren't very literate but prefer to be able to see a display on the screen to get some feedback on. The Google Home is a speaker, and now you can get different colors of Google Home and Androids and an Alexa speaker to match in with your color scheme at home. So if you can have the next slide, please. So basically, if you want to connect your smart home up, there are several ways of doing it. Uh, I've got a light. I've got a light on the windowsill and a fan on my windowsill. If I wanted to voice control them, I could get a smart plug for about £25. It's probably even cheaper than that, and connect my fan or my light to a smart plug. And when I wanted my fan or light to turn on, I could say, Alexa, turn home office light on or home office fan on. And as long as I set it up properly within the app, and then plugged it in, it should actually work. Ironically, although I'm really into technology, I haven't got any smart plugs, but I might buy myself some over Christmas and do some experimentation. Uh, they are really, really easy available. Lots of people get them from Amazon, but they can get them from Wilkinson's, Green-Q, Curry's, etc., etc., etc. So they're quite commonly available. Can we have the next slide, please? So smart plugs can be used to control all sorts of products. So we're talking about the lights, fans, heaters. Now smart plugs, uh, they've got two functions. One is off and one is on. So that's what a smart plug can do. They've got no real ability to change temperature or to change lighting. But if we can have the next slide, please. Now, this is where I get really excited because there's lots of other things you can do with smart technology. So you can control other gadgets. You have light bulbs, and with light bulbs, there's a brand called Philips Hue, H-U-E, that are available, and you could set it up to say, Alexa, turn the bedroom lights down to 10%, or turn the living room lights green or blue. And because you've got a smart light bulb, you can actually do that fairly easily. It will also synchronize to music. So if you're trying to impress your partner or wife or husband, you can say, I'm going to put some romantic music on, and hopefully the lights will reflect romance in the air. Hopefully. Moving away from that, we've got some smart thermostats, and this tends to be as part of a home automation system. My sister and her partner live in London, and when the weather gets a bit cold and she's coming home from work, she can remotely turn her heating up just a bit. So when she gets home, it's a little bit warmer. You can also control smart door locks. So for a lot of people, especially those with mobility issues, going to the front door is quite difficult. You might have to walk from your living room, 25 feet or whatever, to your front door, and it takes you ages. But with the smart door locks, as long as you know who it is, you can just let them in, and that seems to me a really, really useful way of being able to do it. Can we have the next slide, please? Well, I just thought it might be quite useful just to get some ideas of other bits of technology, and I really hope you can see these. I'm just going to point these out to you. So, these can all be controlled either with your smartphone or with an Alexa. So we have a smart washing machine. We have one of these Ring doorbells. Now, I don't know whether you've seen these, but they've been advertised on the TV quite recently, and you could certainly use one of these in connection with your smart door lock, so you could see if someone was trying to, I don't know, if it was Doris from next door wanted to come and see you and bring you some cake, or whether it was some dodgy looking guy who you never knew before. You could just tell them to go away. And you can also get smart controlled vacuum cleaners. This is actually the Darth Vader vacuum cleaner. I'm quite a Star Wars fan, so I was quite pleased to see that, although I know it's a couple of £100. I thought this was quite interesting. These are smart scales, and they will talk directly to your phone, so you can tell how much weight you're taking off or how much weight you're putting on. And lastly, we have from America, of course, a smart fridge. So I'm guessing that if you put too much weight on, the scales will talk to the smart fridge and not let you get any beer out or anything fattening. Maybe, I don't know. But I just wanted to give you some idea of what smart technology can do. Now, what smart technology is really good at, I can see lots of funds, I don't know whether there's lots of wine drinkers or beer drinkers here, but it, the smart technology will allow you, if it knows that you've had all the bacon or all the tomatoes out of the fridge, it will actually create a list for you to say, next time you go shopping, go and get some more bacon or tomatoes. And I certainly do think that everyone's leading such busy lives, and we just need that little bit of added functionality. Now, it comes at a price. The smart fridge is a couple of thousands of dollars. Actually, it's American, and it's not available in the UK yet. But I'm pretty sure it is going to be. But what I would say is that I think for independent living, I think some of this technology is going to be really, really useful. I think that some people might have privacy concerns, but what I would say is that if you've got a mobile, you're probably giving data away to people, and if you're probably okay with having a mobile or a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, then it's not too much of a step to look at smart technology. And I really think it can be used as a force for good, especially where you might be a single person and you might not be very confident with technology, but you want to have that little bit of independence. So, for example, it's great to be able to see who's at your door, or it's great to know that you can just get your your cleaning done with your smart robotic Hoover. And as people become more health conscious, being able to sort of weigh yourself and just get some idea of your of how fit or unfit you are, I certainly think that's going to be a really useful step forward. If we can have the next slide, please.
Okay, just got a minute left, Alex.
Yeah, sure. Just let you know that you can download skills to work with your devices. One of them's for cooking and the other one is for lights. Next slide, please. What you can do is that you can actually create scenarios. So when I come in from home, I'd like to have a cup of tea and the lights to be set at a certain rate. You can certainly do that by creating scenarios. Next slide, please. Right, I got to my final slide. We can give you a free and impartial slide from our advice and information team. Well, basically, that's me. on 0800. Actually, the wrong phone number on there, so it should be 0800 048 7642 and not the number that I've given. You can email us inquiries at abilitynet.org.uk, and we're on Facebook and Twitter. I'll be around if you want to ask me any more questions, or you can drop me an email. But thank you for being so attentive.
Great, thank you, Alex. That was great. Lots of claps coming through on the emojis at the bottom for you. I think we've had the biggest response of the day for suggesting people have a smart fridge that doesn't open. So that was good.